Hi, it's Jason in Jason's Jungle, and today, well, I'm going to be looking at this. Look at this, a full bed full of leeks that are hardly been touched. A few weeds as well, but never mind them. Now, you'd think, what a waste. All these leeks have just been allowed to go to ruin. But these aren't normal leeks. These are a special type of leek called Oerprei. Now, Oerprei is grown in Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, and it's not grown just for the leaves, it's grown mostly for the bulbs. So if I go, I'll get some of these bulbs out and I'll show you exactly what they look like. Just hold on a second. Okay, so instead of taking off the top, or taking it up to eat the tops, we actually eat the bulbs. These are related to elf garlic and Babington leeks. So they swell up on the base. And as you can see, what they form is a whole load of smaller bulblets. Now these bulblets, they're officially called brood balls. I know it sounds strange, but you know, that's what they're known as. And as you can see on this one, you can get reasonable sized small ones to larger ones, and the bulb splits up into lots of smaller bulbs. Now these you can eat fresh and whole, or you can cook in soups and stews, and they have a very mild onion flavour with hints of garlic, a lot milder than elephant garlic and regular garlic. So it's got a sweetness and a very subtle onion flavour. So you get loads of these bulbs that split up, and see these nice edible bulbs. This size or smaller, you can replant. So I'll get on and I'll just dig up my. What I'll do is I'll go and pull my brood balls out, and I'll pop them in front of the camera for you to have a look at. Okay, so that's most of the bed done. Just got these 5 left. I didn't video it because it takes quite a long time for us to clear this bed. I mean, the bed is 4 foot by 8 foot, but there's a foot taken up by something else, so it's 4 by 7 of Oerprei. Now, the reason it's taken us a while is because I've been having to dig out all of these little bits. Now, these are little bulbs that go on the edge. I'll dig these up and show you them. But these will grow back next year, but they're also next year's seed crop. So these are what I'll plant to get the main plants up. So what I've been doing is I've been using the trowel and going right underneath to loosen it off rather than pulling it up. And then I can work my way through the soil, and I can see if any of these drop off. This is a smaller one. It's actually probably one of the smallest ones I've had so far. I'll just keep doing that, lifting them up. Oh, you can see better on this one. As you can see, it's got all these little bulbs which drop off as you lift them up as the soil comes off. And you're going to eat these, or these can be used as your seed crop for next year. Now, I did say that these are related to elephant garlics and Babington leeks. The name Oerprei is actually Dutch, and it basically means, well, if you go into Google, it'll translate it as sort of like primeval or primal leek, which is basically means it's the ancestral leek, is one of the things that they call it. Here's another good one. Now, unlike the elephant garlic, which splits into cloves in the head, this basically makes up all its new little bulbs gradually from the outside. But as I said, these are called brood balls, And don't blame me, blame the people who grow them, who named them. I just knock these off because they'll come off as they dry, you know, as I'm cleaning the muck off. And you get loads of these little ones. Now these little ones you can plant and get reasonably crops. I'll show you some of the crops that I got from these small bowls and how I've planted them. Now these sections, I've done two different sections. I've done one section where I planted each little bulb 6 inches apart in all directions, and I had about 5 foot of them. I'll show you how much I've got from that 5 foot. Then I had another section, a 2 foot section, where I basically just put a scrape in the ground and lined that with the smallest of these ones, smaller than this probably actually, and they were just grown really tightly together. So I ended up with a 2 foot section of that. And we can compare how much, well, sort of compare how much you get from a tight pack to a more loose planting of them. Okay, so that's all them dug up, and I'll just show you. Oop, there's one of these little balls nearly got escaped. There's bound to be a few left in, as they drop off as soon as you try moving them, which is why I tried pulling up a ball of soil around them. But they'll go back and I'll just pull them out of the spuds next year. So let's have a compare of the two sections. So this is the harvest of the Oerprei. Absolutely loads of brood balls. So I told you I'd be getting my brood balls out on camera, and here we go. Now the one I'm looking at in a minute, this is the 2 foot strip where I planted a whole load of the really small bulbs just scattered into the a trench, a scrape in the bed. And when I'm harvesting these, they're all touching each other, so they grew quite well packed. But you can see you've got some reasonable size, and if this was say 2.5 times, that would give it the same space as this. So that's them planted 6 inches apart. Massively bigger bulbs, and each bulb has a lot more decent sized bulbils on it. So with the tight ones, they're a lot smaller than these, and you got a lot of the little things like that. But as you can see, you get, with it given a bit more space, and you get bigger brood balls. So next year I might go in between and say plant them at say 4 inches and see how they go. Okay, so these will be strung up, hung in the garage to dry. These ones will be washed and can be sorted out to the ones that I'm keeping to plant and the ones that I'm eating. And the same goes with this lot over here. So hopefully this has piqued your interest, or at least taught you something you don't know. Press the like, press subscribe, put any comments down, and I'll see you on the next video. Addendum. What I forgot to say was that for the past couple of years, this bed has had garlic powder scattered onto it, because in the jungle all the beds have had white rot on them. So this is the first time for about 3 years that I've been growing alliums in here. I had a spare plot growing seed for next year, just in case white rot did come through here, and didn't have any white rot. So this bed wasn't the worst infected of it, but didn't get any, and I'm really chuffed with that. You know, so hopefully, you know, dusting with garlic's working. I know leeks are supposed to be a bit more resilient to white rot, and especially these ones are supposed to be even more resistant, but they'd still get it. It would still hit them, I think, and I'm quite chuffed the fact that I didn't get any of them with any rot on them.